I know a lot of people in general are thinking, what was CNN thinking? As I'm sure you've seen, the network hosted a town hall with former President Donald Trump in front of a crowd that, well, mostly supported him. As expected, Trump repeated falsehoods and disinformation over and over again, called people names, and essentially did what he's always done. Meantime, host Caitlin Collins did her best to fact-check him in real time. Now, what we're not going to do here is talk about Trump and what he said. Instead, we're more interested in talking about why would CNN do this? And DBL Nation, we always want to hear from you. You are our fifth host today. Should CNN have aired this town hall with Trump? Yes or no? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Jeff, what would you say?
I liked it, to be honest with you. I like differing opinions, even if you don't agree with it. It's his right to say what he wants, and then you could contradict that or have a discussion about it. Separating two different networks, and let's just put it out there, Fox and CNN, and MSNBC gets in there somewhere. But just separating them and telling your audience only what they want to hear is not a good thing. It's dividing people. Hearing both sides to an argument, that's what I do. I watch CNN, I watch Fox, and I think CNN is trying to lean towards more of a news network, not a political opinion show. They got rid of Don Lemon. I know that was questionable, but he had a strong opinion. I think they're trying to distance themselves from that. And to get Trump's point of view, agree with it or not, they're trying to be more well-rounded. When I watched, the coverage of 9/11, my go-to was like, I'm putting on CNN. It's not so much that anymore, depending on what story I want to watch. So I like that they're trying to round things out. That's me.
Well, I think, in terms of there being a more centrarian approach, as we should say, I think that there is a need for that. But what happened last night was an epic fail in pursuit of a ratings grab. If you take the players, the politics out of it, just imagine that you have someone who you've been adversarial with for 8-10 years. They have disparaged you. They feel like you have disparaged them. You allow them to come into your home and play in your face unchecked. That's exactly what we saw last night. It was a circus in a way that CNN should honestly be embarrassed about. I was so disappointed. I watch Fox, I watch CNN. My ideology leans more CNN. Surprise, surprise. But at the end of the day, I'm looking for something that is going to give me hope that I can maintain a sense that credibility is going to happen. I did not get that last night. And I felt like it was a circus. It was out of control. I felt like there was no real centrarian feeling about it. And this is also on the heels of Don Lemon being let go at the same time that Tucker Carlson was let go. What was the narrative on that? The narrative was that they were let go for the same reason, and they were not let go for the same reason. But that narrative exists. Now you have a network, Fox, who has to pay hundreds of millions of dollars for lying in a settlement, and CNN, as opposed to laying low and seeing how it played out with the American people, were like, hold our beer. We're going to go for Trump in this ratings grab and just make sure that everyone's talking about us. Well, we all are, and not for great reasons.
Yeah, let me tell you what the CEO of CNN said on the call this morning. Chris Licht, very new. This is what he said. I absolutely, unequivocally believe America was served very well by what we did last night. People woke up. They know it was at stakes in this election in a way they didn't the day before. And if someone was going to ask the tough questions and have that messy conversation, it damn well should be on CNN. Well, you damn well did a terrible, terrible job. I want to very much say this. I think Trump should be allowed to be on CNN. Period. Okay? He is the leader of a Republican Party in this nation. He has to be on a news station. Do I think that they set him up with what he called an offer he couldn't refuse? Yes. You had Caitlin Collins, who is absolutely unprepared to do that job. She didn't push back or fact check.
She did push back, though.
Very little. I'm talking.
He talked over her.
Right. I'm talking three people, Sam, in this world can interview Donald Trump. Jonathan Swan, Christine Amanpour, not Caitlin Collins. So he wanted a pretty girl. I bet you that's what he said. He wanted a fully Trump audience. There wasn't any moderation or balance in that audience. And he wanted softball questions and to bulldoze and to lie and without any fact checking. And he got it. He got it. It is irresponsible, it is dangerous, and it is downright shameful on CNN to think that that is what news is. Shame on you. Shame.
But isn't there kind of our next story is going to be about Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney, right? Isn't there kind of a sense of why is Bud Light using that advertising? And I'm not going against trans, so
of course
put down your whatever it is.
Right.
So relax with that. What I'm saying is, You're upset that CNN had Donald Trump on there.
No, I said I'm okay with Donald Trump being on CNN very clearly. I said the way it was set up was dangerously done. It was produced dangerously. It gave him all of the advantages. No fact checking, no truth.
So you were mad.
If I were E.G.
Fill in my blank. You were mad for what with CNN Donald Trump being on there.
I am mad the way that they did the Donald Trump town hall, especially a day after sexual abuse.
My point that I'm trying to make is people are upset with Bud Light for whatever you just said, interject in there. Right? So people don't want to see that. If it's your point of view, it's okay to be upset. But if it's someone else's point of view, there's no understanding there. And I'm not saying it was right or wrong on either side. What I'm saying is people have different points of views, and people get very angry when it's not their point of view.
And what I want to say is that Donald Trump, and no disrespect to Dylan Mulvaney, has so much more real
And I'm not comparing.
power.
Please don't compare what I'm saying to the trans thing or the people who they are.
I'm not. I'm saying Donald Trump himself has actual power and could be president again. Dylan Mulvaney, that's a whole pop culture situation. That's
but you see the anger is what I'm
political.
talking about.
Yes, I do. But I think
I understand your stakes are higher. What I'm saying is the anger. People can't understand why did Kid Rock do that? Well, he's angry just like you are, and I'm not sticking up for Kid Rock, just like you are at CNN about having him on or what he said and the way that he did it. I'm just saying there's two sides to every story, and I'm not saying one's right or one's wrong, but we're at each other all the time instead of putting the conversation on the table and talking about it.
I would have rather had a town hall with Donald Trump, with a Jonathan Swan, where people could have asked, and it was done properly with fact checking
I agree.
in real time. That's all I want.
We all agree
That's
on that.
all I want.
Yep. Wow. Good conversation. First, before we go, I want to see what our viewers have to say. 63% of you say CNN should not have aired that town hall with Trump, while 37% of you
Always
say yes.
37%.
We'll be right back.